Okay, welcome back. You've completed the first part of the instant traffic cash flow system. You've done the core levels, the instant traffic university, where you put everything together, and you are all set up to start gaining traffic from that long-term building process that puts that 20 to 35% extra profits into your business over the life of your business. And now you're ready to move into literally the big leagues. And so don't get scared by that. The big leagues is much easier than you think. And it's shocking that so few people don't have any idea how to do what you're about to do. But the inside secrets to profitability is all about you getting that advantage for your small business. You being able to compete with the big guy, literally, at whatever level you want. So you saw in the Instant Traffic University, you saw how we started off showing you how you really don't need thousands of visitors a day to get into the profitability zone. But now it's about, okay, not just the profitability zone, but if you're here to become the winner, the big winner for your small little piece of the market, then you need to be able to outcompete everybody else. Remember, all statistics shows that most online businesses are going to go away. Something like 80 or 90% of them are gone in the first couple of years. And in online, one of the big reasons for that is you can't get you can't get the traffic you need, the customers you need. So we want to make that not a reason for you to fail. So like I said, we've established that a strategy online has two major elements: the traffic and the message that you've optimized for your customer's mind. So now we're going to find a way for you to really scale that up and make it super advanced beyond what your competition even imagines is possible. They think it's too hard, and you're going to find out it's not. So we're going to look at in this core, not the core, in this advanced level, the next step, taking you to the top 2%. We're going to look at the other advantages that you can establish for yourself inside. We have advantages in both SEO and in the search engine marketing and in the paid methods. Okay, so there's lots of modules inside about different paid methods. But first, we're going to go through building your strategy so that you can really leverage that. The research. You've already learned a little bit about research, right? That's how we put together. We know we're in a winning market. We know we can make money. But now it's about researching to leverage the traffic, to target it, to get it so we talked about in that first orientation lesson about how just a few of the right people turns into a lot of profits instead of having to get thousands of random people, all right? And so I'm going to give you in this Inside Secrets to Profitability how to refine that research so that you can win with your traffic methods way above what your competition does. All right, there won't be anything random about what you're doing. We'll eliminate any possibility of you not knowing where your traffic is coming from and not knowing what you can achieve. All right. I'm going to give you a tool. I'm going to show you how to use a tool for predicting your requirements so you know where to go. So remember, one of the things you must do with your business is have a purpose for everything you do, a purpose for the marketing message, a purpose for your website. Each web page has a purpose, okay? And if you know that purpose, then we have a tool that can help you predict the requirements so you know really what you should be spending or where you have to get to in order to achieve the maximum results. And then we're going to put together for you how to advance your strategy, how to build out your strategy step by step. Okay, it's not random. It's not like, I hate to say this, but most of the courses I've seen, even from some very top marketers, kind of just tell you to just grab this method, and just do it. And and if you've done that, you've probably seen the results. You may have got some results, but you didn't get outstanding results. And the problem is it's not done in a strategy. It must be done with purpose. If you can put purpose to it and put it in a strategy, you can watch it grow. If you can get out of your mind that you need to have 10 million visitors to Mars so that you can make $10 million this month, and get to the point where you're building and building and building, you start to hit a point where suddenly that building just it actually does escalate very, very rapidly as you get the right pieces in place and you know how to execute these things. And the beautiful thing about all of this is you can outsource it all. Okay, once you understand what's going on in your business, you can outsource it. And of course, if you are part of a team, then you'll be applying this to building your own business strategy for your business owner. All right, so any way you do this, this is about putting the pieces together and then choosing the right methods to make it happen, and giving everything a purpose so that you know where you're going. All right, so we're going to take a look now over onto the desktop, and we'll continue with this lesson.
Okay, so here we are over on the desktop again, and here's where we're going to go now. Here's what we'll cover. We'll take a look at market rocketing research, the funnel analysis, why research saves you time and money, a failure and your failure elimination outline. All right, so I'm going to get you started on these topics, and there'll be more specifics on it later. But this really is the key to not being that business that is just struggling the whole time, and not being the person who always feels like you're going to run out of money before you ever move ahead. These elements that you're going to see right now is what's going to save you massive amount of time and massive amount of money if you're willing to accept taking the time up front doing it. If you're not willing to do that, then you're setting yourself up for an incredible struggle. There's a chance you may beat it down the line if you just hit something by chance correctly, but there's no reason to do this by chance. All right, wanting to do things by chance and do it by luck, you may as well just go play the lottery, and see how many numbers you can hit. Somebody is going to win, and lucky for them. But why should you be playing on luck? That's what I wonder. All right, there's no reason to just be lucky. So let's go on to and get rolling here with the market rocking research. But first, a reminder. So what's necessary within all this? Remember, we're building a strategy as a framework to work within. All right. So first and foremost, you have to remember you are allowed to be creative, but being creative within the frameworks you're provided. I'm going to provide you lots of tools to use, and you can always do more things with the tools than what I can show you on a presentation like this. I'm going to show you the essentials of everything, the main things that, and in almost all cases, things other people probably don't show you, but nonetheless, it still doesn't eliminate your ability to be creative. So be creative, but be creative within the framework. And of course, eliminate this. You should be working on this the whole time, eliminating this "I can't" response to things. Remember, you can. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it. You need to want your business to succeed more than you can breathe. And why? Well, you want to achieve your goals. You want to end the situation you're in that caused you to bring this business online to begin with. You want to create that security for your family. You want to know that you can take that vacation whenever you want. And if you truly want all those things, and that's how you got here, then you cannot. They say I'm going to use the word, but you cannot use can't. You must use a positive approach into this. And as I mentioned before, Dr. Richard Resnick covers this in detail, the science of it, not some I wish it worked this way theory. This is true science in a book called The New Brain. And Doug Bench, he actually covers it in a very much a layman's term, because he was not a doctor, but he took all this research and kind of, filtered it down to something that all of us average folks can understand, and did an excellent job. So you may want to look him up. All right. So market rocking research. So you've already done some research, right? You looked at, when you did your niche selection and analyzed your niche, you looked at what you needed to make sure you were really in a profitable niche and so forth. But now we're going to look at niche research in a whole different way. Market research, market rocking research, okay? This is to take that profitable rocket and make profitable market and make it profitable for you at the level you desire to get the goals you need to achieve. This is highly overlooked. Your competitors fail to do this. They go at it randomly, and it's probably the number one reason most traffic strategies fail, because they never actually built the strategy. They think they did, but they didn't. What they did was, oh, well, I just want to do some PPC. This ought to work. Let me write some ads and put it out there, and they call that a strategy. That's not a strategy, and it will not. I can't say will not. Once in a while, it works. Most of the time, it does not. If I had to say what's most of the time, 95% of the time. So do you want to shoot for the 5% chance or the 95% chance? Which is better when you go to Las Vegas? If somebody gave you a 95% chance to win 2-to-1 as far as payoff, would you take that, or would you go for the 5% chance to win something with a 10-to-1 payoff? Which one would you pick? I don't know. I tend to want to succeed and be able to multiply my results, so I go with the 95% chance. So this will make everything easier after you launch your traffic campaigns. It will make everything more profitable, much faster. It'll move you up away from failure and ensure that you don't feel like you're going to lose all your money before you ever make any profit. Okay? So let's move on. All right, so market rocking research, what is that? Well, let's look closely. Actually, we're not looking closely at doing it. Right now we're going to look more broadly at what you're going to do to accomplish it. Okay? So the elements of your market rocking research include the following. Number one, your customer analysis, right? Remember, we've talked about the customer and how important it is to understand them. What you need to know about your customers to understand them is what they want and what's emotionally driving them. You have to be able to identify those things very specifically, particularly in relation to your product. Because now, as you start creating your traffic, you're going to be creating it for a specific product. So let's just use what people think is the easiest thing to do, affiliate marketing, right? If you found a good product that's already proven to sell, then all you should have to do is throw traffic at it and it'll work, right? Well, not true. If you're throwing the wrong traffic at it and you don't understand who is actually using the product, then your chances of succeeding with that product are not very good. If you don't analyze that product and figure out that market, then you probably will not fail. One way to do this to consider is ask the product owner. If they don't know this, and the product probably isn't selling as well as you think. So you must know them specifically in order to effectively target them. And the more effectively you target them will reduce the costs of your campaigns up front and over the lifetime of the campaign. All right? Your customer analysis is very, very important. You must start here. The funnel analysis. So you also need to look at your website and the funnel connected with it, and where you're going to take people when you bring them to your website. All right. So we put together a website for you in a specific way to design up front first to kind of almost on its own capture the search engines. But at the same time, the idea is that it's presenting what your customer wants. But you're going to be adding to it what you're going to sell them and how you're going to do them. So you have to determine what the best campaign is to meet your business goals. All right. So, and that includes putting together what your funnel is, what steps you're going to take your customer through in order to get that sale and future sales, and what those future sales might be. Now, it doesn't mean you can't start selling them something without having it complete, but you definitely need to have an idea what that is so that you bring the right traffic in to the right place in the funnel, okay? So there's different types of traffic that are going to enter your funnel in different places, and we'll be looking at that in a moment. And if you do this right, you're going to achieve your business goals much faster. You're going to see that security you were looking for and achieve the end game results that you wanted to when you went to the online business itself. All right, doing this up front makes this happen faster. And it makes it happen easier. Though you may be looking at this and saying, this is too complicated. Well, it's not too complicated. You haven't even seen what you had to do yet. And I'm going to show you that specifically coming up. We're doing an overview of the pieces, and then we're going to break down the pieces, okay? Now, within the analysis, I'm also going to give you a tool to do your predictive cost analysis, all right? You're going to be able to predict up front what it will cost you, so you can make within your strategy, you have to know how much you're going to spend and where you stand as far as your budget to get the traffic going. If your plan is to only use free traffic, then you have a long wait before you're likely going to profit, okay? In the majority of cases, SEO is not going to deliver you the customers anywhere near as fast as buying some traffic. And you can buy traffic at literally pennies per visitor. So why you would spend $47 on the next super secret product instead of $47 on some traffic to start testing your product, I don't know. Honestly, I'll put it right up front. I'm known for being direct, but going and buying that next super secret product is stupid compared to putting traffic against your funnel and starting to test it. That a far better way to spend your money is testing your product and getting your funnel working than buying the next super secret miracle product that it's probably going to leave you $47.97, $127, $297 in the hole, and delay you taking action for getting your product and your funnel working. So does that make sense? You probably don't like it if I say stupid, but that's one of my quirks. My other quirk is that sometimes when I don't know what to tell people, I make a little kind of background laughing sound, and people think I'm laughing at them, and I'm not laughing at them. I don't even know that I do it. It's unconscious. It's my filler for I don't know what to say here. So I do that little background laugh, and it gets me in trouble, but that's okay. I'm an old guy now, so some things are hard to delete. I try to work on stuff like that, but that's the way it goes. But anyhow, I'm not going to change the fact that I think it's stupid if you go buy the next $297 product instead of buying some traffic to test your campaign. You can't change my mind on that one. Okay, so there we go. All right, so why research saves time and money? Well, this is big, and it's big on your screen. It's how you get data on your competitors. It's how you get data on your target audience and customers. And it's how you get data on the business assets you will need to commit. It's not how you get the data, but how you know which business assets you need to commit in order to be the most effective, okay? You must do the research. And it saves you time, because if you haven't done this, here's what happens. You still have to spend the time creating the campaign, even if you haven't done any research, right? So you put together the campaign, and then you start running the traffic. So all of this takes time. Usually, if you're working particularly on a small budget, it's going to take you at least a month to know whether you're being successful or not, because you won't have enough data from the small amounts of traffic to know this. So, in all likelihood, if you didn't do any of the research, it's not going to work. So now you spent a whole month. It's gone. You spent whatever it cost to get your traffic, whatever your budget was. If it's $500, it's gone. And now you need to do the research, which will probably take you a day, and then you need to set up another campaign based on that research, and then you need to run a new campaign to test it. All right, so you can eliminate, just by doing 1 day's worth of research up front, you can eliminate at least a month's time wasted trying to run a campaign that has a 95% chance of not working. And believe me, you're likely not going to be one of the 5% or less that actually get it to work without doing any of this. Okay, if you want to take the chance, have at it, but I'm not endorsing it. Okay, you want to be smart about this. So it improves everything about all of your marketing and advertising by doing this research up front. Does that make sense? It speeds and improves your decision making. So of course your decision making is going to be faster because you have good information, and particularly those that are slow to make decision makers to make decisions. Well, then you need something to make your decisions faster and spur them more confidently for you. And doing this research will achieve that for you. All right, it also creates winning campaigns faster. I already mentioned that. And new opportunities begin to unfold. Believe me, it's hard to explain without seeing it happen, but as you see a campaign come into action and you see what starts to work within that campaign, that actually opens up the creativity as to other angles and directions you may go with that campaign to make it even more profitable. It's absolutely essential to beat your competition. Like I've said over and over again, 95% of the 95% of the people coming into brand new online are not going to do any of this. So you're going to beat them automatically. But you have some real competitors out there that do this, and you can play with them and beat them by having narrowed down, identified, and researched that market, so that you can take the steps that put you ahead. It literally separates the wannabes from the real players, and you become a real player by doing this. Believe me, these people that are truly making their life off of information marketing, whether they teach you to do this or not, they're doing it, and that's why they're winning. And you need to do it too. This is the most important step to advancing your business, and advancing it fast, and then making it easy to continue to advance it, because it identifies the specific needs and wants. Remember, it's most important to know what your audience wants, and then you can figure out what they need to get what they want. But they typically will not buy needs, they buy wants, and you have to give them also what they need. All right, so let's take a look now at the failure elimination outline. This is how we're going to frame this all, and we're going to work on this specifically as we work on your profitability portion, the advanced portion of this course. Okay, you have many methods to apply to these objectives within the instant traffic cash flow system, and this is going to help you pick the right ones. All right, so phase one, goals and objectives. You're going to determine exactly what you want to get from your traffic and marketing. There are different things that you may want to achieve. You may only want to just get it in front of people. You may only want to get an opt-in. You may want to create a sale through your funnel. Your goal may be to get them to a higher level program, or a higher level service related to where they started. There's all kinds of different goals and objectives. You need to know specifically what that is to accurately know where to start with your traffic. You need to determine, and we're going to look at how you do this, okay? That's coming up. So you're going to determine what assets you can use to achieve it. So you're going to have the profitability planner so that you can figure this out. within your budget and know what it takes to achieve it, okay? I'm going to make this pretty darn easy for you with this tool that'll be made available to you. It's probably in the resource center or on the next lesson. You're going to obtain your initial traffic for testing, okay? So you lay all this out, you figure out, after doing this, figuring out the assets, you can figure out what traffic you're going to use for testing. And then the next step is, because as some of you, let's say you already have a business, you already know what traffic needs to come, then you would actually be skipping this test, this step, right? But for the overwhelming majority of you here in the instant traffic cash flow, you're starting to do your first products. So you need to get your first traffic going for testing. And then you have to start working on improving your conversion rates. Your conversions could be just getting a person to click a link. It could be to have them sign up and get a free report. And it could be to have them actually buy something. You have to decide that. But then after you get that initial traffic, you want to improve how well they do whatever that conversion is. And then you need to decide if you should be doing branding. For 99.995% of you here right now, branding is not something you should be doing. Branding is literally just getting your name out there, all right? You can get your name out there right now while trying to get buyers on your list. That's what you need, direct to marketing. Market directly to their wants so that you can deliver solutions. And in the process of delivering that solution, you can brand yourself, okay? So that kind of makes the branding free in a sense. But the bigger companies, when they have a large market of buyers, then they will actually spend time identifying themselves to other people solely for the purpose of becoming more known. And they spend money on traffic to do that. And like I said, that's not something you want to be spending money on, because there's not much, there's little to no profitability in that for you as a brand new marketer online. All right. Phase 2, segmenting your prospects. So after you've taken a look at what it is you're going to achieve, we're going to break it down, right? There are different levels of prospects that you're going after. So different types of traffic will be used, different types of ads will be used, and understanding all of this will help you pick the right thing. All right? You have the general public. These are just the average visitor, the person who's never seen your website or product. We often call them cold traffic. They're cold because they haven't warmed up to you at all. They've never seen your site. They may come to your page and leave. They may come to your page, quickly look, click through a couple of links, and then they're gone. And so there's ways to actually get them back, and that's an advanced method. But right now, you have to understand is so you need to know, is that what you're going after? The general public. Because once you get them there, then they become a return visitor, somebody who comes back to your site. You need to get them back to your site, right? So they may come back to your site. They may have seen your website before, but they took no action. But they're familiar with your site, so they actually do a little bit of moving around. They go a little deeper. They read a little bit more. But they haven't taken any action, so you want to get them to take some action. And then there's the other folks. They've been to your site. They've read in depth on your site. They even come back, and they like what you write, but they still haven't done anything to indicate buying intent. They haven't even gone and looked at the sales page. Possibly, maybe they've never clicked on the order form, or they haven't taken that lead product, the freebie for whatever you're going to sell. But they're active on your site and they keep coming back. So what are you going to do to get them to buy or to become somebody with buying intent? Then there's the warm traffic. These people have actually opted in with you or something like that. They've taken some initial action. They haven't purchased, but they've got your newsletter. They got your freebie offer. They went to your Facebook page and liked you. They followed you on Twitter, or you have some other social site for place for your visitors to your site to join you, and they've joined you there. All right. So it doesn't have to be those specifically. Those are just common examples everybody's familiar with. All right. But they've done real action so that you actually know who they are. Okay. They're warm traffic, and now you want them to be actual customers. The actual customers, these people are hot, right? These are the people that have actually bought something. This is the traffic that is most likely to buy from you again, assuming you gave them a quality product, which of course that's the assumption with all of this. This doesn't assume that you sold them some piece of junk. In fact, if you did that, they're not your hottest prospect anymore. All right. But your actual customers are your highest sales rate, your most active, and the most highly engaged with your products. So you're going to approach them differently. So you must align your goals and objectives with the right segment here, okay? So we just segmented your prospects. So what you do is, and we're going to look at how to do that coming up, is we're going to align the segment with the goals and objectives. So, all right, does that make sense? Okay, let's continue. Phase 3 is your research. This is so important. And I've already kind of mentioned this, but phase 3 of your failure elimination outline, we get to the research. We do the customer analysis. You really get into the heads of your customer. You must be inside the head of your customer. You must enter the conversation they are having when they arrive at your page to get them to do action with you. So you must understand fully the language of your market in order to be relevant. Their jargon, their vernacular, people like to call it. What do they say? How do they say it? And be able to repeat that in your marketing. When you can do that, then you're totally relevant to them, and they come looking for you. You must fully understand their demographic. If your audience is 70% between the ages of 35 to 45, and you're marketing to people that are 25 to 35, what do you think your outcome is going to be? Where are you going to get the higher sales? Is it going to be in the 25 to 35 or the 35 to 45, right? You must know your demographics. You must know their age. You must know you must know what sex predominantly buys. You must know their income level. If you're selling, a $2,000 product and their income level is $35,000 to $40,000, what do you think the chances are they're going to buy it? Probably not good. All right. So you must know their income level, their education. The education plays big time in how you market to them. In most cases, even highly educated markets, you still talk to them in about a high school level at best fashion, but you don't try to. If you see that only college graduates buy a particular product, and like only 5% are non-college graduates, you want to find an audience that's full of college graduates, right? That's going to increase your conversion rate. Are they family? What is their family? Are they married or not married? Do they have kids or no kids? Are their kids grown or not grown? Geographics. Do they live in a certain area of the world, a certain area of your country, certain area of your city? What are the geographics? What is their race? Often, despite what people want to believe, when you're marketing, you have to deal with realities of the world, not how you want the world to be. And in the realities of the world, race plays a part in many products in what they are in and who buys them. Okay, so and you can determine that, and you're going to see how to do that. So if race is a major part of your segment, then you want to target that correctly. Then there's a thing called psychographics. This is kind of a cool word, but this is kind of getting into what your customers do. What do they do to have fun? what is their do they have some cool little language they use their vernacular comes into play here, the acronyms they use, the language they use to associate with each other. Do they have common hobbies and interests? What do they do in their spare time? Do they read particular types of books? Do they go to spas? What do they do? All right. Do they like to go camping? Do they like to read certain magazines? What really gets their brain all stirred up? And it doesn't have to be something totally related to your product. It's just that this group of people that buy your product all have a large segment that do this activity, okay? The activity, you could be selling, I don't know, charcoal. And but one of their major activities is I don't know, soapbox derby races, okay? What does charcoal and soapbox derbies have to do with each other? A lot of you may not know what a soapbox derby is, but that's the point is the two are totally unrelated, but as if it turns out that the audience have this in common, then you want to use this in your marketing, okay? So does that make sense? I'm trying to be a little absurd to make it clear. All right, so phase 3, continue that research, competitive analysis. Know your competitors' offers, all right? If you're in a market where you're the only person there, then you're probably not going to make any sales, because the reason you're the only person there is that nobody else has been able to sell any such thing to them. Now that isn't 100% true, but it's about 99% true. So it's you need to know your competitors. You should have competitors. We established that up front. So now we want to find out exactly how you can set up your value to stand out from them so that you're different and better than they are. This is known as a value proposition, which many people get very, very wrong, or your unique selling proposition is another term kind of used. But it's truly your value proposition, because what you're trying to do is present value that other people don't present to their customer, okay? So yours needs to be unique. Thus the word unique selling position, but it has to, a unique selling position isn't always valuable. It could be unique, but not valuable, okay? So you have to find that compelling value to your prospect that makes them say, I really want to know more about what this guy has. And it has to be something that you have that your competitors don't. And there's always something, okay? There's always something. It's a matter of figuring it out. We'll look at that later in upcoming lesson. All right. So that's the orientation for this lesson, and we'll get more specific with each segment of the research, and so you can fill out your failure elimination outline accurately, and you'll get the strategic traffic predictor. Remember, I told you about a tool for doing predictive analysis, and that's your strategic traffic predictor, and that will allow you to line things up and make better choices about how you're going to proceed. All right, so we'll see you in the next one.